Hai and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Hidayatul Hanani binti Aripin. So today I will present my oral presentation for subject EVT 427. The topic chosen were water pollution, causes and effect of water pollution. So here, as you can see, is the list of objectives for my presentation letter. Water pollution. Water pollution is one of the main environmental issues that we are facing, as more than 70% on Earth's surface is covered by water. So what causes water pollution? What are its effects? And what are the possible solutions that we can do to prevent the water pollution? What is water pollution? Water pollution can be defined as the contamination of a stream, river, ocean, lake, or any stretch of water, depleting water quality and making it toxic for the environment and humans. So there are two types of water pollutions. The first one is organic pollution and the second one is chemical pollution. For the organic pollution, it is due to the microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses. Bacteria and viruses present in water, so they generate by excrement and animal vegetable waste. As for the chemical pollution, it's generated by the nitrates and phosphate of pesticides, human and animal, drugs, household and heavy metals, acid and carbon dioxide used in industry. Then, what is the sources of water pollution? Unsurprisingly, human activity is primarily responsible for water pollution, even if the natural phenomena such as landslide and floods can also contribute to degrade the water quality. Okay, the first causes of water pollution is sewage and wastewater. Inadequate sewage collection and treatment are sources of pollution according to the United States. More than 80% of worldwide water waste goes back to the environment without being treated or reused. In case, this might be contribute to the water pollution. The second causes of water pollution is deforestation and urbanization. Even though it does not have a direct impact on the water quality, but urbanization and deforestation have a lot of indirect effect, which is, for example, cutting down trees and concentrating over large areas can accelerate the flow of water, and it means that it not give enough time for the water to be filtered through the ground, so the water cannot be filtered enough. The third sources of water pollution is agriculture. Agriculture has an impact water pollution due to the use of chemicals such as fertilizer, pesticides, fungicides, and herbicide or insecticides running off in the water, as well as the livestock animal manure and methane, the effect of greenhouse. So regarding to aquaculture, pollution is directly in the water, as excess food and fertilizer are causing eutrophication and marine dumping. Every day, garbage such as plastic, glass, paper, aluminium, food, rubber are deposited in the sea. So these items take weeks to hundreds years to decompose. Of course, some humans may do this action. They randomly throw garbage into the sea, and this is not a good behavior. And thus, there are major causes of water pollution. Next is industries. Industries produce a lot of waste that containing chemicals, toxic and pollutant. A huge amount of industrial is drained into the fresh water, which flows into the canals, rivers, or eventually the sea. Another sources of water pollution is burning fossil fuels, causing air pollution. So if it causes the air pollution, it means it will be the acid rains, that the acid rain which then flows to streams, lakes and other stretch. So if the air pollution happen, the water pollution will also happen. And the last causes of water pollution is radioactive waste. So radioactive waste generated among the others power by plant and uranium mining. Radioactive waste can be linger into the environment thousands of years. So when the substances are released accidentally and disposed improperly, they threaten groundwater, surface water as well. So here is an example of causes of water pollution that happen in our country, which is Malaysia. This has happened in Sungai Buloh.
The culprit behind the pollution that caused unscheduled water cuts in parts of Selangor and Kuala Lumpur is a repeat offender. State Exco He Loy Sian told reporters on Thursday that this was the second time the factory in Rawang had caused odor pollution in Sungai Selangor by discarding oil straight into a drain which flowed into the river. The first time was in March during the first phase of the movement control order. The factory, which conducts repairs and maintenance on heavy machinery, was compounded 60,000 ringgit then.
We're gonna move to the water pollution effects. Did you know what is the water pollution effects in our environment and health? First, on the environment. Water pollution truly harms the biodiversity and aquatic ecosystem. The toxic chemical can damage the color of the water and increase the amount of the minerals, also known as eutrophication, which has a bad effect in life and water. Thermal pollutions, defined by rise in temperature of water bodies, contributes to global warming and causes a serious hazard to water organisms. As for the human health, water pollution has a very negative effect on public health. A lot of disease came from the water pollution. For example, diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, dysentery, or skin infection in zone where there is no available drinking water. And of course, the main risk for the water pollution is dehydration for humans. Did you know what is typhoid disease? So, typhoid disease is a bacterial disease that usually happens when a person consumes food or water contaminated with a Salmonella typhus STP. It spreads through facial oral route when an infected person does not wash his hands properly after using the toilet and proceeds to handle foods. So there's a symptom and the treatment given down there. Then we move to the water pollution prevention. How to stop water pollution? How can pollution be prevented? Here's the list of water pollution solutions. First, wastewater treatment. Wastewater treatment consists of removing pollutants from wastewater through a physical or chemical or biological process. The more efficient this process are, the cleaner the water becomes. Next is green agriculture. For the green agriculture globally, agriculture accounts of 70% of water resources. So it's essential to have climate-friendly crops. Efficient irrigation that reduces the needs of water, energy, efficiency and food production. Green agriculture also is crucial to limit and chemicals that enter the water. For the third prevent way is storm water management. Stormwater management is the effort that reduces runoff of rainwater or maybe melted snow into streets. So in this case, for the melted snow, it's not in our country, of course, it is a country for the US. According to the US Environmental Protection Agency, it is important to avoid pollutants from contaminating the water and helps to use water more efficiency. Next is air pollution prevention. Air pollution has a direct impact on water contamination, as 25% of human-induced carbon dioxide emission are absorbed by ocean. So, this pollution causes a rapid acidification of our ocean and threaten marine life or corals. So, if there is air pollution and it become a toxic acid rain, so the marine life in ocean can become threatened and maybe can die also. So, by preventing the air pollution is the best way to prevent this water pollution from happening. And number 5 is plastic waste reduction. Okay, 80% of plastic in our ocean is from land sources. In order to reduce the amount of the plastic entering our ocean, we need to both reduce our use of plastic globally and improve the plastic waste of management. So for example, in order to reduce the plastic waste into the ocean, we need to reduce our use of plastic. From we use plastic bag to go to grocery, why not we use the paper bag? So it's reduce the amount of plastic. Next is water conservation. Without water conservation, we won't go very far. It is because it is the central of making sure that world has a better access of a clean water. So water conserve is a very important step that we need for preventing the water pollution. We as a consumer or human, we need to conserve water. Do not use the water excessively. It means being aware that the water is a source with the scarce resources, taking care of it accordingly and managing it responsibly. Then there is also some way to stop pollution by ourselves. It means the thing that we can do. So first, if you can, before you go to anywhere or before you leave your vacation place like beach or sea, pick litter and garbage by hand or maybe garbage clipper and take it with you personal garbage can before it travels into the waterways and harm the marine life. Second, never put chemicals down the drain. Place them into outside garbage can or take them to the local authorized center. And the third one is wash your hands and wash your car with the soap, and the water can go directly to the dirt or grass area. Do not let the water go to the drain or streets. And lastly, as for the conclusion, water pollution stems many resources and causes river and stream demonstrate some capacity to recover the effect of the certain pollutant. So there is many ways for us to reduce the water pollution. So as humans, we need to use the way to reduce the water pollution and to make sure our environment become safe and refreshing, also become better. That's all from me. Thank you for hearing my presentation.